Today I'm going to talk all about what's been going on in Edmonton's real estate market for the month of February. So we are in the thick of March and we are technically in spring real estate market. Now, if you've been following along on my lives every week, you'll know that we've actually been hitting spring market well before our seasons have changed. And spring market happened in January and it's continually going into a more and more busy time of year. Now, what stipulates a spring market? Spring market means that people are listing their homes and buyers are out buying, and it is busy, and it is usually the busiest time of year here in Edmonton. Now, we've seen in January it unseasonably be active in terms of the buyers, so people are out looking for homes. The demand is extremely high. Our inventory level, which is the houses for sale, continue to drop every single week. And what does that mean? Does it mean that there's no houses coming for sale in Edmonton? Not at all. Actually, there are homes coming on the market, but there are more buyers putting offers on homes than new houses being listed, and therefore the inventory level continues to drop. So for example, in Edmonton in February, we had an increase in the month-over-month new listings that came on the market. We had 1,945 properties come new on the market in February. Overall, we have just over 3,000 listings available for sale from the end of February. Now, obviously, each week continues to change. So if you're watching this video in March or April or May, it's obviously not the same anymore. But in February, the end of February, that's where we're sitting at currently with 2 months into our calendar year. And the interesting thing too is if you take a look at the year to date compared to last year at this time, we've actually put up more new listings this year than we did last year. Now, if you remember last year, it was a very sleepy start. It was very slow in all aspects in terms of new listings and buyers on the market. This year is completely opposite. We're not sleepy at all. We're like wired up on caffeine, and there are so many buyers out. And they are just waiting to find a house, and they're all willing to attack the home and have multiple offers, and sellers are able to sell their homes quite quickly, especially if you're under $500,000 in Edmonton. So let's take a look at the sales in just Edmonton proper. We're not talking about the greater Edmonton areas. The level of sales from last month and year to date from last year have gone up substantially. We are looking at a 33% increase in sales from January to February, and then take a look at the stats from last year. We are up over 54% in sales from last year at this time to this year at this time. If you take a look at the average days on market, that number has come down, and when that number comes down, it means things are moving quicker because less days on market. We had more days on market this time last year compared to this year when it comes to all of the residential property types. If you take a look at this detached single-family homes, we are looking at an average of 46 days as of February, and things will continue to move even quicker. The average of 46 days, it counts all the homes that are also sitting on the market for 100 days plus or 300 days plus, but also incorporates the houses that sell in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. What we're seeing for averages in Edmonton with my listings, they move within the week or two in terms of having an offer and having conditions removed. So that's very quick. You can have as quick of a possession as 30 days or even 2 weeks, depends on if the buyer is doing cash or if there's a mortgage involved. But the average days on Edmonton is moving quite quickly. So if you're looking to buy a house and move in April or May, now is when everyone's hunting. Now, there are some people that don't want to move till summer. They put their house up on the market now because they're in such high demand as a seller. They can stipulate not just the price that's favorable to them, but also the possession date that they want. So if they're looking for a possession, let's say in June or August, they could actually ask for that if they've got 5, 6, 11 offers all competing, wanting to get this house. Those buyers, there's usually one at least that's willing to give you the timeline that you want. So there's definitely some advantages to sellers when it comes to selling in this market. For buyers, when you're looking to buy in this market, there are other ways for you to find deals. One, you can go and buy a home that requires equity of sweat and money. So that means that you can basically refresh the home. This is not a move-in ready house. It's very dated, it's cosmetically dated, but maybe also has some structural issues or needs a new furnace or needs new bones being applied to it, because guess what? Not a whole lot of people are searching or competing for that kind of home. If you're selling that kind of home, you need to make sure that price is as low as possible to entice people to do all the work that you weren't willing to do, but now they're going to have to do. Another way you can buy a home and kind of skip the multiple market is the new build. Now, this is a big caveat. Some builders do allow multiple offers, and sometimes they're trying to force them to happen, and we will talk about that in a rant in my lives on Tuesday. But basically, for the most part, they still have a lot of inventory for sale. Now, it's because it's early in the year. I guarantee you, as months go on, there will be less available because everyone has also sliced them up and they're still waiting for them to be constructed. So if you're working with a smaller builder versus a volume builder, that will dictate how much choice there is, and you'll be competing against other people looking in that area. For some weird reason, when someone's looking at new, they don't always look in resale, and vice versa. So it's kind of strange. I do, when I work with clients, we work in both areas to see and make sure we don't leave any stone unturned. But you tend to have less competition in the new build because not everyone in resale is actually looking in the new build world. Now, if you look at the average selling price, I knew this was going to happen because in our peak in the 2021 peak, we had our average price go up just over 500. We are now sitting, and it went back down. Now we are sitting at 495,000. No big surprise. My guess is that we will hit over 500 in the next months to come. The question is if it's going to maintain at that average price for the months and months to come, which as a seller, you're going to want to know, or as a homeowner, you're going to want to have that number stay the same, if not go up, because that's the equity that you're either keeping or losing. In Edmonton, we tend to see a more conservative growth of 1% to 2%, but this year has been speculating to go upwards. Some people have speculated up to 10%. So my conservative growth is thinking maybe 5, not maybe 10. 10 might be in a month or two, and then it might come back down. So overall, I think that you need to be very careful when you're looking at buying a property. If you're looking at an investment property, or maybe it's your first home and you're moving from out of province, try to stay under 500,000 if you can. That's the most popular price point. But here's the big caveat. If you're looking for a brand new home in Edmonton, you're looking at under 650. The prices of new build homes, single family detached, are 550 to 650 for something with a front attached garage that's a decent sized square footage. If you're looking for a lower price point, you have to expect that you're going to for sure get a zero lot line, a smaller square footage, and that's what's going to happen. When we talk about averages, that's just what should you expect. If you're looking at an older area, the average of 495 means that if you're looking for anything under 495, let's say under 400, you're going to be looking at more so in the condominiumized world or in the world where you need to do a lot of work to the home. If you're looking for a house that's move-in ready, you have to have your expectations set for more of the average price of 495. There are lots of different options in the city. Different areas have different prices, different lower and higher based on average, but this is for Edmonton proper. 495 is the average price for single family homes. So if you look at the average prices of all the other types of homes, like townhomes or attached or semi-detached homes, you'll see that the increase in average price is still there, but it's not as significant as the detached homes. Now, just because that isn't going up a whole lot, I'll tell you this, the demand is very high for starter homes because people are looking for homes that are still affordable. That's why a lot of people are moving here, because they can actually still afford a home under $500,000. You just have to understand that under $500,000, change your expectation of what's actually available. Even if you were looking at homes in December, that price has changed from December to now. And if you were looking last summer, for sure it's changed, it's gone up quite a bit from last year. So make sure when you're looking at homes here in Edmonton to keep an expectation of, let me see what's actually sold. Let me see what is for sale. That is what realtors can help provide you to see and understand what is actually what I'm supposed to expect for this neighborhood or this type of house. Where does that home exist? When you look at a certain area, it'll tell you what kind of homes there are, but if you have a budget and a type of home you want, I can show you all the different areas that would actually apply to. So it is definitely a very busy market, and in March, April, May are typically our busiest months of year. So if you're looking to buy a house, if you're hoping that the prices will maybe drop after the busyness, I would not make your decision based on that. Prices continually go up, They're probably going to come down, maybe autocorrect a little bit, but it will not go down to lower than it was last year or even a few months ago. That is going to be something you're going to have to expect. The interest rates obviously play a role into when clients are buying homes. However, the interest rates are suspected to go lower. Nothing again, if you're like, I'll just wait till December to buy my house because the interest rates are lower, don't forget you're going to be paying more money for that house in December than you would right now. There's also very little choices, so if you start searching now, we would be able to grab what you're looking for. Now, something I want to talk to you all about is sometimes what you're looking for is actually something you could wait forever for, because what you're looking for existed 5 or 10 years ago and you'll never find it. So you need to make sure you're working with guided expertise, professional experience to let you know, is this really the house that I want? And understanding what is existing and how to actually marry the two for realistic expectations, what your dream home is, how do we make a plan? Do we start here and then in 5 years you sell and then you move up? Or are you able to get into a home that you can stay in for 10 years? That may or may not be possible depending on everyone's specific situation and expectation. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope to see you on Tuesday.